Welcome back. It's holiday cookie time. I am so excited. I am going to be making little packages for my neighbors. I do this every single year, and I am going to be making the cookies today. I made all of the candy yesterday, which is back on the counter behind me. If you didn't see that, definitely go check it out. You will want to see it. It was interesting. It was harder than I thought it would be. So I'm going to start by making some snowball cookies, and this is traditional snowball cookies because it's my neighbor's favorite and I aim to please. And also I really like them as well. Anyways, welcome back. My name's Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are returning, thanks so much for stopping by again. So I'm adding in a half a cup of powdered sugar and 1 cup of butter. These are very butter heavy. And I did get all of my ingredients out and ready to go. And I like to put the size of what I need on top of it. I mean, I didn't have 2 1/4 cup for the flour, but I'm trying to remember that one. Pretty soon though, you guys, I will be able to use my phone for recipes. Now before I mix these up, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla and then a little bit of almond extract. I love the flavor of almond extract. It is so delicious. And then we'll get these mixing. Well, that only kind of combined together. That's okay. Let's add in the 2 1/4 cups of flour. And then while we're at it, let's add the nuts. It's about 3/4 cup of crushed pecans. And then while this is mixing, I'm just going to put some powdered sugar in a bowl so that we'll have it ready for when these come out of the oven. All right, this is about the texture that you want. It is able to be formed together when you squeeze it, but it is still really crumbly in there. So let's get these put out onto the cookie tray. So I'm going to use, I think this is my middle-sized cookie scoop, and I'm going to just get it squished in, and then I'll have to form them with my hands. And I think that what I'm gonna do is squeeze them all out and then roll them all together after. So it'll go a little faster with an assembly style. Okay, I've definitely learned as I'm going that it makes more sense as soon as I put it in this hand to squeeze it all together and then set it down, because otherwise it all falls apart. I am not sure how this happened, but this is now in the wrong spot. I got these all rolled out. I ended up doing them by hand because I'm not quite sure what happened here, but this is now broken, so I'll have to see if I can fix it. I need to get these into the oven, and I think it's probably the perfect time to show you the snow outside since we're making snowball cookies. So into the oven these go. And these don't spread, so they can be super close to each other. Here is the snowy outside. Next up, we are going to make puppy chow cookies. I'm so excited. I love puppy chow. That is one of the things that I will make a ton of, but then I'll eat a ton of it. So I didn't clean the bowl or anything. We're going to be using basically the same type of ingredients, so we'll be just fine. I'm adding in a half a stick of butter and 1 egg. We also need half a cup of regular sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. We're basically making a peanut butter cookie. And then, there goes the tree. And we also need a half cup of brown sugar. Not sure if I told you that. I had a little bit of an interruption with the cat trying to knock over the Christmas tree. Oh, it looks like he's still doing it. All right, half a cup brown sugar. Now this is a recipe that I found on TikTok and I screenshotted what they wrote, so hopefully everything pans out. So we're going to make like a peanut butter cookie, and then we'll dip it in like the same type of ingredients that we use to make puppy chow, like the wet ingredients, and then we'll dip it in powdered sugar as well. So hopefully we have everything right here. Okay, half a cup. We have a few more wet ingredients to go. Some vanilla. And then 1 whole cup of peanut butter. And I got out some spray so I can spray this 1 cup measure. That way I could get the peanut butter back out. We need to take a brief intermission to just look at this view. I looked up and saw this, and the camera really doesn't do it justice, but it looks like a snow globe out there. We now need to add just 1 1/4 cups of flour, which is what makes me think this is a little interesting, because that's not very much flour. And then 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then we mix again. Let's scrape the sides of the bowl, which I forgot to do on the last recipe. All right, I have a smaller scoop, and I am going to scoop out little balls, and then we'll come back and flatten them out a little bit. They're supposed to be around a 1/2 inch thick, and right now they're a little bit too thick. This is probably smaller than I would have wanted for a cookie, and actually I don't know how much they're going to spread, so I probably need to give them a little bit more room than they currently have. But with the other cookie scoop not functioning anymore, this is the scoop we're going with. So I think I'm going to do the same thing I was trying to do on the last one. Just roll them all out, plop them all down, then we'll go back, space them out, and flatten them. I'm not sure how much these are going to spread, and so I actually ended up spreading them out across 2 different trays, and I got about 43 cookies, and the recipe said that 12 cookies would be a big cookie and 24 would be a small cookie, and since I got like double the small cookie almost, I'm making really tiny ones, which is because that's the size scoop I've got. So let's get these in the oven. Now the snowball cookies are not done yet, so I am just going to get 1 tray of these in. And the other tray will be waiting its turn. We are going to mix up the molasses cookies, which is the last of the cookies. And I need to get in 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1 1/2 sticks. And then we're going to add in a cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of molasses and 1 egg. I did that same thing where I sprayed the measuring cup so it'll come out. Okay, we need 2¼ cup of flour again. Let's look this up. Two teaspoons of salt. Wait, I did that backwards. That was supposed to be 1 teaspoon of salt, or half a teaspoon. Okay, well hopefully we don't end up too salty because it was supposed to be 2 teaspoons of baking soda. See, this is the problem with not having the recipe right in front of me. And then we need about a half teaspoon or a little pinch of nutmeg, some cloves, ginger, and some cinnamon. Smells good. Okay, these were the first out of the oven. These are the peanut butter cookies, and I don't need this for it. These look great. Bottoms are perfect. I also ended up making another half batch of the molasses cookies, and I didn't add any salt, and then I mixed the two together, and so hopefully now we have better luck. I think it's probably about time to pull these out. Let's see. I always have these not cooked enough at first, which is what I'm trying to avoid. Well, I mean, it can't hurt to cook them longer. I think I'm going to take these out, and then the other cookies are close. So the question here is how soon? I forgot how soon you're supposed to put them in the powdered sugar. But you'll be happy to know I did get this thing fixed, so that's cool. Okay, let's see. You want to do it while they're hot so that the powdered sugar sticks to it. Is that right? It's been a minute. Maybe I'll have to roll them through again. Oh, that's too hot though. Definitely too hot. We'll let those sit for a minute. And while we let those sit, we will get our gingerbread cookies going. So these cookies need to be rolled in sugar, so I am just going to drop them in the sugar, roll them around, and then get them on the cookie tray. I am not getting a new parchment paper. I think we're good with the parchment paper that we have. And we're just gonna get these all on here and then get them baked. So these ones just need the sugar coating. Those ones need a powdered sugar coating after cooking. And then we'll do the chocolate frosting with the peanut butter for the Muddy Buddy cookies, Puppy Chow cookies. I think I'm going to move these peanut butter cookies up to the top. They're probably done. Yeah, they're done. Oh, I don't have a spot for them. And I did get 1 tray of these molasses cookies ready, so those are going in. And I think we're probably good to do this now. I think our first set of molasses cookies are done. Those look great. I'm going to set them here for a minute, and our other tray has cooled down enough. So I'm going to get some cookies onto it, and let's see, how much did they spread? I'll probably do 4. Ta-da! Well, let's stick to 3 and see how it goes. I did get them all prepped and set here, which was super helpful. Well, I would need to fit more on the next go around, so let's do this. A little closer and then do an in-between row. These are cute. All right, it is time to make the dip that we're going to dip the cookies into. Those cookies have completely cooled, the peanut butter ones of course, and both trays, the last 2 trays of, oh, what do you call those? Molasses cookies are in the oven now. This is not the best spatula for this, but it's like what I have left. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of peanut butter to 1/2 stick, which is 1/4 cup of butter, and 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. And at the bottom of the chocolate chips is all of the little bits that I crumbled up in the candy video yesterday, so those are not going to waste. Those are getting melted back down today. I do have smaller spatulas. I think I'm going to switch to a smaller spatula. It's not as bendy to mix it. But we're just going to microwave this until it is smooth. I think we're gonna just let that sit for a little bit and take some cookies out, and then that'll melt on its own. We learned that yesterday with the candy. Just give it some time and it'll melt on its own. Well, are we done? Yeah, I think we're done. All right, let's see how this goes. We need to dip it. It's a lot of chocolate. Oh gosh. And then the way that she did this was like first sprinkling it like that and then dipping it. Cute. Okay, very cute, but I think I want this to not be here. I got all of these dipped, and I'm going back through, and some of the powdered sugar dissolved, and so I'm just dipping them all, once again, to get them to have that classic puppy chow look. You know, when you shake the bag and you need to shake it a little bit more and add more powdered sugar. You guys, we did it. After a lot of powdered sugar all over the place, it's all now cleaned up. We have some Snowball cookies. We have the TikTok puppy chow cookies and molasses cookies because we need gingerbread for the holiday season. So I am going to give this a try, but in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And let's see. Okay. I don't want to like spill over the other, so I'm going to step aside to get it in my mouth. Oh my gosh. Well, I tried to show you the bite. I'm not sure if you're able to see it or not, because it was hard to focus with my hand holding it this way. That is so delicious. I'm not a big peanut butter cookie fan, but I'm a huge puppy chow fan, and this, delicious. And it means that I won't be eating as much puppy chow because I'm going to give a lot of the cookies away. So I do need to put all of these cookies in little cutesy containers, and I will show you that if I remember. Hopefully I do. I do want this chocolate to like kind of set up before I do that. So these are gonna be here for probably a couple hours. And then we'll be packaging them up with the candy. All right, here's what I'm doing. I just got these little boxes put together and I will get the cookies into the box. You'll notice a few are missing from earlier. And then I already did the same thing for the candies, but I just used a different design. So that way I know which ones are which. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will give each neighbor one of each. All right, these each have 3 snowballs and then 5 of each of the other cookies. And then here's what's left for Nick and I, just 3 snowballs, handful of those, and then quite a bit of molasses cookies. But I'm hoping that I can get these to close. Now, don't forget to go check out the candy recipe for the candies that I'm going to be including in these gifts. That'll be here. And some other candies that are way easier than those ones will be over here. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.